I know one of the craziest deals I turned down, it was like $2 million to DJ for, I think it was a Michael Jordan.
When it comes to flamboyance and parties, you will never forget one name that comes to mind, the one and only, Snoop Dogg. When it comes to basketball, one name stands above all, and that is Michael Jordan, the GOAT of basketball, as they say. Now, who wouldn't want to go to a party hosted by Michael Jordan with Snoop Dogg? Apparently, it was Snoop Dogg himself. Today we are going to be talking about why Snoop Dogg turned down a $2 million offer from Michael Jordan to host a party. Many may know Snoop Dogg as a chill person with a blunt in his hand and talking his mind at all times. He wasn't always like this. He was born in the ghetto, and he has seen things most of us want never to see and gone through so much in his life, and yet he is all smiling when we see him. There is a ton of controversy surrounding Snoop Dogg, but he never lets that get to him. Above all, he is a successful businessman and one of the most talented rappers we have ever seen. This generation has been lucky to have listened to his music. Above all that, he is a good friend to all those who know him. Personally, he cares about the people around him and often refers to him as his family. He is humble, and with his life experience, he knows to hold the people dear to him close. However, in a recent interview on the podcast Impulsive, he opened up about how he felt after seeing Tupac after he was shot, which made him very emotional as he could not see his dear friend and brother in the hospital with tubes going in and out of him. He also reminisced about how Tupac's mother had to calm him down and tell him to be strong and stay smiling, for Tupac had loved him a lot. Losing someone close to you is hard for anyone, no matter how strong you are, and yet Snoop remains strong but never forgets his close friend. It was right after this he spoke about how he turned down a $2 million offer from Michael Jordan to host a party, and let's just say it had us all shocked. To be offered to host a party for a Michael Jordan is one thing, and it comes by once in a lifetime. But even more is the fact that Snoop was offered $2 million, and for most people, that kind of money can last a lifetime, and yet he turned it down. His answer was quite simple when asked why he turned down such a ludicrous offer. He is a businessman, and no matter how rich and powerful you are, and no matter how much money you are ready to pay, you have to wait in a queue. In business, it is all about keeping your word and delivering what you promise, and that is exactly why Snoop Dogg turned down the $2 million deal. He simply could not put away all his work and his other clients to go and run a party. Not only would it affect his business, but it also would make his image look like someone who is just hungry for more fame and more money. Even though he turned down the offer for Michael Jordan, Snoop states that he is most probably one of the biggest fans of the now retired professional NBA player. He expressed how keen was actually to meet Michael one day, and not just for a party he wanted him to host, but he actually wanted to meet him face to face and have a one-on-one talk. Snoop tells us how he wants to have a talk with the legendary NBA player Michael Jordan and how he wishes to say to him that he has loved his work, and Snoop Dogg has been a fan of him since Michael Jordan started playing in California, and how he became a legendary player in the NBA and winning 6 championships while he played for the Chicago Bulls. Snoop goes on and on about how much of a fan he is of Michael Jordan to the hosts of the podcast Impulsive Mike Majlak and famous YouTubers such as Logan Paul and George Janko. Snoop makes it clear that the only reason why he turned down the $2 million deal to be a DJ for Michael Jordan was that he just had too much in his plate, or, in his very own words, "I was doing some other shit. I had shit to do, and I had way more customers before I get to you." Snoop hopes to meet Michael Jordan outside of both their work and sit down and have a talk. As a friend, he wants to know the secret of how Michael Jordan has been successful all these years, and he wants to have a long talk about it. But since Snoop is an astute businessman and also has multiple endorsements in his name, he may also want to get some tips from the legendary NBA player who is also a successful businessman to boost his own business. He also talks about how he wants to just chill with Michael Jordan and light a blunt or two and ask him for a few pictures of them together. It is clear that Snoop Dogg is clearly a huge fan of Michael Jordan, and we hope they do get to sit down one day and have a talk. What do you think a podcast with Snoop Dogg and Michael Jordan will go like? Is that something you would want to watch? I know I most certainly will. Please let us know if you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you like watching talks like this, please do click on the like button and subscribe so you do not miss out on any of our future videos. Till next time.